Alright, we're just about to start a long 7.5-mile downhill stretch through the mountains. The posted speed limit is 65 miles per hour, but look, speed isn't the goal here. Safety is. I've got about 25,000 pounds in the trailer, not the heaviest load I've ever hauled, but enough to do real damage if things go wrong. The key is simple. Enter the grade at a controlled speed. That's your moment of truth. I'm already easing off the throttle, letting gravity know I'm in charge, not the other way around. I'm relying on my engine brake, or Jake brake, to handle the heavy lifting here. I wanted doing 99% of the work, so I don't have to ride my service brakes and risk overheating them. You see, it's not about how fast I can get down this mountain. It's about making it to the bottom in one piece. I've got my Jake set to medium for now, just feeling out how the truck reacts. There's a runaway ramp off to the right, the first of several. And trust me, we don't want to end up there. That's a worst-case scenario. As I descend, I see a FedEx truck ahead of me slowing down too. Smart move. But I know what's coming. A few super truckers who'll fly past on the left lane, acting like they're in a NASCAR race. Not me. I've got no ego to feed today. I'm tapping my blinkers, giving folks behind me a heads up. I'm taking it slow. Pass if you want. At the end of the day, I want to make it home. And I want the drivers around me to make it home too. That's what it's all about. I remember the first time I ever saw a runaway ramp. I nearly had a panic attack. I'd watched too many crash videos, trucks barreling down grades, brakes failing, and drivers with seconds to choose between disaster or veering into one of those gravel pits. It sticks with you, especially when you're hauling 80,000 pounds and gravity isn't your friend. That's why you've got to respect the mountain. Don't play tough. Don't pretend like your truck can defy physics. You're the captain of a steel giant, and one wrong move can turn it into a wrecking ball. I haven't even touched the brakes yet, still letting the Jake do its thing. Everything's smooth for now, but I stay alert. There's another ramp about a mile ahead. You've got to stay humble out here. That's how you survive. Sure, in my early days, I tried going faster downgrades. It felt thrilling for a while, until you realize getting cocky is just a shortcut to a casket. You ever hear about that driver who skipped the runaway ramp and ended up killing 5 people? Got sentenced to 100 years. That stuck with me. Changed the way I drive forever. My truck's starting to pick up a bit, so I give the brakes a gentle tap. Not too hard, just enough to bring it back under control. You don't want to ride them and risk losing them entirely. Keep them cool. Keep them ready for when you really need them. Coming up on a few sharp curves now, so it's all about steady hands, focused eyes, and respect for the road. You didn't get your CDL just to be reckless. You earned it because you're a professional. And part of being a professional is staying alive and coming home at the end of every haul. We do this job to feed our families, and none of that matters if we don't make it back. So here's the deal. If you ever lose control of your truck on a grade like this, your options shrink fast. At that point, the only thing that'll stop you is something solid, and you don't want that. We're now approaching what I think is the 3rd runaway ramp along this descent. Still taking it slow and steady. No pressure, no ego. Just doing what I need to do to keep the rubber side down. And listen, don't get distracted by other drivers bombing down the grade like it's a roller coaster. You'll see them. They'll fly past you like you're standing still, and you'll be tempted to think, well, if they can do it, maybe I can too. Don't fall for it. You can descend 100 mountains safely, but it only takes one mistake to make it your last. So, yeah, we're in no rush. We'll catch up to those speedsters at the bottom if we really want to. Right now, I'm more focused on reaching the dock, offloading this shipment, and heading out to Texas. Then from there, back home, where I belong. I'm starting to hear some air pressure shifts now. Nothing major, just a reminder to stay alert. There's another ramp on the right, probably the last one. We're just a few miles out from the North Carolina line now, and I've kept my speed under 65 the whole way down. Here's the thing, steep grades aren't nearly as terrifying as people make them out to be, as long as you respect them. The moment you let your guard down, though, that's when it turns deadly. Even with dry roads and good visibility, it's not about what you could do, it's about what you should do. I can feel the gravity now, pulling hard as we hit the steeper part. My Jake brake is doing its job. keeping me in check without even needing to tap the pedal. That's the beauty of today's tech. I see the driver ahead feathering his brakes, but I haven't touched mine. Engine brakes doing the heavy lifting. We're almost through now. I can see the terrain leveling out a bit. That little dip and rise at the end is my marker that the worst of it is over. Still, I stay cautious. I don't assume anything until I see that final sign. And there it is. No more warning signs. We're past the grade. But even now, you've got to stay sharp. There's a rest area coming up, and signs reminding you to check your brakes before pulling in. The last thing you want is to think you're fine, pull in, and suddenly realize you've got no stopping power left. Right after a steep descent, that's a recipe for disaster. Welcome to North Carolina. We made it. I switch off my flashers and get ready to merge back into the flow of traffic. This next part, merging, is one of the most dangerous maneuvers in trucking. So I take my time, give others space, and make sure I'm seen. That's how you keep it safe. And just like that, we're rolling again. North Carolina welcomed us in one piece, and for that, I'm grateful. All right, I'll check in again later. Hopefully, I make it to Walmart before the sun goes down.